Hey guys, how you doing? This is Henry Jose. Hey, thank you very much for you guys' thought. I just want to send you guys a quick message. And you know what? If you feel after you watch this, if you feel it's appropriate to send to your group also, please feel free to do so. I don't mind. I know I'm grubby right now and all that, but I want to say something that I believe can make a difference in people's making the decision to really get things done in their network marketing business. Okay, first of all, I want to thank you for your thoughts, your prayers, your concern about my family and with what's going on. With my mother-in-law, my mother for just my mother-in-law went into the hospital over the weekend. She's 91 years old. Didn't know if she was really going to pull through or not. With power of prayer and everything else, actually, in the last 24 hours has shown some real positive improvements where she actually woke up a few times and was able to, squeeze people's hands. But what's kind of sad is really she's kind of shaking her head like she doesn't want to be there anymore. We don't know, what's really going on, and decisions are having to be made. So we'll see. And just keep your prayers for us, please, and keep that going. But I do want to say something, and this is, I'm very transparent, and I want to share something here. Some of you, you might have gone through this already, where you had a family member, a mom, a dad, a brother, whoever, that went into a situation where it's a life and death situation, terminal illness, things of that nature. You know, Situations like this really make it real of why we're in this. To me, anyway, I'm just everything I'm going to say is my own opinion. You don't have to agree with it and all that. But biggest reason I got involved in network marketing is because it was shown to me that I can create an income that is massive enough to where I know that I can take care of not only my personal family and myself, but my whole family and anybody else I need to take care of, whether it's things like just to be able to create incredible amount of income that money never becomes an issue, or to a point where money doesn't make that decision for me when I need to make a decision. I want you to think about anything that you needed to do or wanted to do that's going to cost you money or time away from money making situation. you know when was the last time you made that decision and you didn't even think about the consequences financially? you know Money controls us so much that it's sad. That Let me ask you this, okay? Let me, before I do that, the second reason we're all in this crazy business of network marketing is that not only are we supposed to be able to create this incredible amount of income, but we're supposed to also have control of time because our income is not dependent on us anymore. Okay, and we can make that decision no matter what, and boom, it just we make the decision, and it's not based on the situation and not being controlled by how much it costs or how much time it's going to take away from what's from our income producing situation. Okay, and times like this is really when it hits. Let me ask you this: what is really, I mean, if we took time and the money part away, no, money is not an object, and you have complete control of time, how much should it take you to make a decision to be with your family member when you find out that there's a life and death situation? What is the most important thing in our life at that point? In this days and weeks of things like this, what is really the most important thing in our life? It's those little last minutes, last hours that we get to spend, the last hours forever that we get to spend with our family. And it's so sad to me of how controlled we are by money. Okay? I've never, unless the only thing that's really ever controlled me money wise when I make a decision when it comes to family is that I really don't have access to it, period. Okay, and if there's a way I can borrow or do whatever I need to, I do, because family to me is number one. I mean, that should never even, to me, I'm sorry, but that's the way I am. Money means nothing to me time with family is way more important. I can always find money. If I have to make it up, if I had to borrow it or whatever, I can get it back to them or whatnot. But that time with my family, that last minute or that possibility that I might miss a certain amount of time to be with the family member, or my kids to be around their grandparents or something like that, means more to me, whether they like it or not, whether it means a lot to them or not. Maybe they get bored with it or not. I want to show them that time with family is way more important than anything else in life. Okay? But sadly, if you don't have control of money and if you don't have control of that time, they will always be the first thing that you think about before you make really the right decision, the true decision. And I saw it happen when my dad, went through the same thing. And when the hospital already told us that, there's really nothing else we can do. The best thing is just make him comfortable, be around the family, and things like that. And this is not to put down my brothers or anybody in my family, but because money was tight, okay? I had two brothers in the East Coast. They had to find the best price that they can get, that they can afford, to be able to fly as soon as they're able to, based on that situation, to be with my dad. And at that point, they had to get like flights from Priceline.com, which really, you give them a price and they'll give you the date, within a day or two that you can take off. Well, the flight they were able to get at an affordable rate was not for another 3 days or so, 3 or 4 days. And I didn't like that, but my dad was still hanging on. But then I went over to my dad's house, and and he was coughing away, and I could see he was struggling. I remember he kind of just mentioned, goes, I don't know how long I don't know if I can wait. I don't know how long I can hang on. And all I remember at that point was that picking up that freaking phone. And luckily at that time, I was blessed with a good mortgage business. Now, my time was, I didn't have control of my time. I had a stack of mortgage files I was looking at, underwriting and finalizing before they get submitted or whatever it is. And I had it with me, and I was working 20-hour, 18-hour days at that time. But I brought it with me, and I went to my dad's house. And I remember holding my dad. And when he said that, I picked up the phone, and I'm just so pissed. Because the only freaking reason my brothers weren't there yet was because of money. They didn't have the money. And so I picked up that phone and called the airline right at that minute and said, what is the earliest flight that can take my brothers from your city to Seattle? And how much that going to cost? And, at that point, they said, it was going to cost something like $1,800 or $3,000. As a matter of fact, I think it was $3,000 a piece. I had the money, but then I asked enough questions. They said, well, if we can verify with the doctor and all that stuff, we can give you a deal on, and I was able to get them a flight for $800 a piece. They were getting a flight for like $250 or something. So I was able to get my brothers in a flight, within 2 hours from my phone call. And unfortunately, even with that, they could have been home already, a day or two before if they would have done the same thing. And they didn't have, and there was no money worries. But even at that point, they ended up missing my dad. And my dad died in my arms that morning. And my brothers arrived like 4 hours later, which would have been another 2 days later if I didn't do what I needed to do. And that's why to me, and my family kind of hated me after that, because I spoke up. I just said, man, this is why I'm freaking building the business. I can't stand why you guys don't want to look at something, because I'm just trying to provide something that will help you create control of money and time, because decisions like this, same thing was happening here. We got family members that haven't made it here, or the decision of whether the kids should be here or not was really because of money. And I'm going, holy crap. This is why we build a business, and don't forget that. I hope, and we got to do it fast, and we got to do it now, and we got to do it right. Guys, I know that different opportunities offer different levels of quality or whatever. Guys, let's just make a decision and focus on that one decision, and let's just go for it. The reason I'm so motivated to create my opportunity is that that hopefully you never have to move companies again, that there's something that you finally have a hold of that helps you build your business with whatever company it is. Okay? And that you just make that decision. Guys, jumping around from one freaking company to another will not do any good. I mean, I just ask of you, if you've been around in different companies, okay? I mean, have you really created wealth yet? So what company will do any better than another company? I don't care if one company has everything or not. Okay. As a matter of fact, what I found is like having one little niche can make you a lot more money faster and longer if that niche is good and that company is good than anything. You guys, bottom line is that, we got to get this done. We got to get it done now, and we got to get it done fast. I'm hoping my system will be one of the ones that will help you do that. That if for some ugly reason you had to jump companies because the company you were with ended up shutting down, whether it's Global Gas Card or whatever it is, hopefully you end up moving forward ahead, and that if something happens to your company, you're able to take the system I'm able to provide for you and move your team with a complete package with training and everything already and tools that you don't miss a beat. But I hope that's the only reason that you ever have to move, if you had to, was because really the company doesn't do justice and something falls apart. That's why I even created an opportunity to create income, a consistent income with my system, because hey, maybe you end up building a business, something happens to your primary company, but you have enough income in your marketing system that's enough to provide you with consistent income and time. And really to maybe find, at that point, if you had to find a company, your business didn't completely disappear because they have a system that's helping them generate income anyway. But you guys, bottom line is this: make a decision, get focused. I don't know of anyone that's truly successful in network marketing that didn't build their business to an incredible size first and get it solid and creating consistent income before they made any moves, if they even moved. Okay? Name me one. And I will tell you that if they are truly successful and consistent with it, the only ones that I know that have been consistently successful are the ones that either they stuck around with one company and did the best job in building their team, and their team is loyal. Why? Because they were loyal themselves. And two, they had a training system that they utilized for their team all the time. And three, they have developed a database that if for some reason something happened to the company they were with, it wasn't a problem regenerating that income. The challenge is most people don't have that database. They never build their business big enough to really justify the move, and they get to a point where really there's things that they don't have a training system to keep their business going. It's like they have to start over every time. Well, you guys, I just pray that you guys get something out of this, and I hope that you take this to heart. But bottom line, you guys, let's make things happen. Let's just kick it in high gear right now. Make it a priority. Be committed. Be committed, you guys. Be committed. And let's just make things happen. Okay, you guys? We'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.